Yo, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Jarvis here. You're with me on my IG, my FB, YouTube, and the Wisdom app. And it is definitely still an episode of your boy Jarvis TV, holding it down. I see my brother, my little bro, Ocho in the building. What's up, big dog? I see you, man. Love you, boy. I ain't seen you in a minute. It's so good to see you. Hey, listen, tonight's topic is one that you want to tune in with. You want to share this with other people. We have the Impact Rally coming up. The Impact Rally 2022 is happening at the end of this month, January 28th and 29th. So tonight, I am actually, we're going to be talking about mental health with one of our Impact Rally speakers, Miss Natasha Knox. She's going to be coming up, and we're going to have a great conversation. So once I get her up and into the scene, we're going to start this conversation. What I'm getting ready to do right now, though, is I'm going to go ahead and run this commercial so that you can actually get an idea of what the Impact Rally is going to look like. If you're over here on YouTube, if you're over here on Instagram and you're on the Wisdom app, sorry, you're gonna have to just kind of listen in, and you're gonna hear some fly music. But that fly music is letting you know everything that you need to know. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this commercial for you, and as soon as we come back from this commercial, we will have Miss Natasha Knox in the building with us. All right, so tune in, stay tuned in. Mental health with Natasha Knox after this commercial. Level. Yo, what's up, Natasha? How you doing?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great. What does that say in the background? Gather? Is that gather together?
Yes, it says gather.
Okay. On here, I see you got the curls. Go ahead, curls.
I
Get
I
it.
try to be a little bit presentable
Okay.
tonight.
You know what? Matter of fact, let me go ahead. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so people can see you because I know they're on other platforms. So if you're on the Wisdom app and you are on IG, you can hear Natasha speaking right now. The lovely Natasha Knox. She is one of our speakers. She is well. I don't want to steal your thunder. I don't want to steal your thunder. Tell them who you are. Like, just give them a little bit about you.
Okay, just really quickly, I'm Natasha Knox. The best of the people call me Tasha, and that's perfectly fine. I am a two-time author in a mental health capacity. I have two books that I wrote last year during the pandemic. So the pandemic was really, really a productive time for myself. I have also just recently launched Free Your Mind Ministries, which is an outreach ministry for a lot of people in underserved communities who are dealing with grief, death, dying. They may have PTSD, anxiety, depression, anything that falls under that umbrella, just allowing them to have a safe haven to go through to help them maneuver through those issues.
Okay. I see. Well, I'm excited because I've had opportunity to speak with you, and I know a little about you. And it's funny because we had a very just kind of candid conversation, just laughing, talking. So now to see you kind of drop into your element and get real serious on them, I'm just like, okay, here she goes. She done pulled the Oprah Winfrey out. This ain't Oprah and Gail
Absolutely.
anymore. This is Oprah on TV. So since this is Oprah on TV, I'm gonna go ahead and sip my little coffee real quick because I don't know about
I have
you.
to do that if it's Oprah. You get a word. You get a word. Everybody gets a word tonight.
There we go. So we are talking about mental health. That's one of those components of the Impact Rally, and with the Impact Rally, I'm so grateful that you agreed to come on board and be one of the speakers. Um, Do me a favor, tell
Absolutely.
people what made you say yes to saying, you know what, I will come and speak at this Impact rally. What was it that stuck out to you?
I think we're coming into an era where a lot of people in underserved communities are more aware of mental health. Like we're
Hmm.
coming into this era where it's not a secret anymore. You know,
Right,
nobody
right,
is. You know, we're no longer afraid to talk about it. And
right.
so just having an opportunity to be able to speak with a lot of leaders regarding this is a big deal for me because it was one thing that was a hindrance for me as I tried to navigate through being an entrepreneur, being an author, just even in my own personal life, being able
Yeah,
to navigate through my own personal life and understanding that mental health issues is normal. It is a part of life. We just have to connect with that.
that's really good. The that's so true. Like I think the where people miss it is they and I'll say especially like in the Black community, we sometimes don't take mental health serious. We feel like,
Absolutely.
especially if you come from a faith based community, it's like, well, we'll just pray it off you. We'll just pray it off you. We'll just pray it off you. Yes, prayer works, and I'm a firm believer that prayer works. However, God gave us some very witty ideas. He like in his divine thought process, he was like, they're going to need more than just the prayers because where the world is now, there's so many things that desensitize us to what God can do in our life. You follow me?
Absolutely.
Here it is. You have movies that will make something look like you wonder why nobody's parting the Red Sea no more. Well, if we saw a Red Sea part now, we would blame it on Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like, and so we're desensitized to those things where God has, he has definitely like blessed us with people like doctors, therapists, coaches, authors who have
Absolutely.
things, who have experienced things. And if I can say this, whatever somebody else has gone through, they can help you through. And that's where those people come into play. Because a lot of people, they feel like, and again, like I can only speak for the Black community. A lot of people in our community, as Blacks, marginalized community, it's always about blaming the blame on what's happening or circumstantial or situational. And that's not necessarily what it is. Sometimes we really do just need somebody to sit down and talk to because the people we're around may not have the capacity to communicate and walk
Yes.
us through what we're going through. So I do believe that in God's divine intelligence that he gave people these giftings to be able to help other people through mental issues, things that they're dealing with, overcoming obstacles in work, because he knows, okay, you're desensitized to what I'm trying to say to you. So let me put somebody else with you who can guide you and help you through it. So what you talk to me? This is your area of expertise. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, absolutely. You are spot on. You're spot on. I always try to tell people who really don't believe that those resources are here for a reason, right? So
Hmm.
we can use Jesus for an example. Jesus was a leader. He was an exceptional leader, an exceptional example. He still had the 12 disciples, right? He still had to have people to use as resources along the way, you know. And
Yes.
so I do believe, I think the church, coming from the church, if we can just talk about the church for a minute, coming from the
Right.
church, especially those traditional churches, we're taught to just pray about it. It goes from just pray about it, or then your circle says, I'm praying for you, but nothing is never lifted, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So you have to utilize those external resources, your doctors, your therapists, right? These are the people that are going to help you to navigate through that process of determining what is causing you to have those mental health issues. And here is the unpopular thing, right? Everything doesn't have to be a mental health issue, okay? So as leaders or as followers, you don't
Hmm.
necessarily have to have a mental health issue to need those resources, to need to use those resources. Sometimes
Right.
you just need to have somebody alongside you so that you can combat those issues before they even arise, right? So if I'm on a journey and there's some things that I'm dealing with as far as work, and I'm working around the clock, I'm so busy, I really don't have a lot of time for myself. I could possibly set some time aside to see a therapist. That therapist is going to allow me the time to speak about what it is that I'm so busy doing that I forget that what I'm not doing. Okay.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
Natasha, you're so busy. You're so busy. You have 84 hours that you're working in a week. I need you to cut that back down to 60. okay?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna burn out in a little while. I need you to
Right.
take some time for yourself and do X, Y, and Z. And what that does, it gives you the opportunity to be on the straight and narrow so that you can really combat those issues before they come into play into your life.
I think like, and you're raising some great points. And I will say, I want to give a shout out to Shay and her 7 over on IG. They added into the things that we were saying as far as reasons why people may not be able to assist you. And they put, or may not have gone through it to know what info is needed to be given. And that was going into them being able to help somebody through a situation. So that's a great,
Absolutely.
that's what we're saying. And I will say this: if you're on the Wisdom app, if you're on Instagram, if you're on uh, Facebook, YouTube, please go ahead and just type in your questions. If you would like to join in on the conversation with myself and Natasha, you have something that you want to add or something you would like to bring up, go ahead on Facebook, YouTube. There's already a link that's in there. Just hit that link and I'll bring you up and we'll give you about 5 minutes to join us in the conversation. If you're on Instagram, just ask to join. She'll be able to hear you. Trust me. I got it set up so that we can hear where we are simulcasting. And the same thing with the Wisdom app. We want to be able to bring you up. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And in this quick commercial break, you Wisdom, Instagram, you're going to hear the commercial, but you're not going to be able to see the commercial. Okay. So again, this is just a quick commercial break because I feel like Natasha need to take a quick breather. The funny thing is Wisdom and IG, you'll kind of hear us talking in the background during this quick commercial break. It's not going to be long at all, but we want to make sure that we give you guys a little something to keep you on the edge of your seat, let you know what we got going on. So enjoy this commercial.
What are your dreams? What's been stopping you from your dreams? I'll tell you, it's been yourself. So look yourself in the eye and say, you can't stop me. Now tell yourself, I was built for this. No, tell yourself, I was built for this. I was made to last. This is what I was meant for.
All right. So, hey, listen, you saw it. You saw it. Avoid self-rejection. So during that commercial break, I actually have, we have Shay and her 7 that requested to come in on the conversation over on IG. So you ready to bring them in? You ready to bring them in?
Oh, absolutely. Let's go.
Girl got the nails done, lips done, hair done, everything did. Sound like I wrote that song just so everybody know. Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? I'm lying. I ain't write that song. Let me go ahead and bring.
We were going to go into a whole nother conversation.
A whole nother conversation. We're bringing Shay up over off of IG, and so we'll have Shay in the conversation in just a second here. Accepting Shay into the conversation. So let's bring Shay into the conversation. So, let's see. Shay, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, what you got going on?
I actually just tapped in out of nowhere. Your name popped up, and I can't lie. Anytime your name comes across my phone, I usually tap on just to see what you're speaking about, because you usually are speaking about something really powerful.
Okay, well, thank
And
you.
mental health most definitely is one of those right now on the top after everything that's been going on these last few years.
Yeah. So just let everybody know where you hitting us up from, where you tuning in from.
I'm sorry.
I said let everybody know where you tuning in from. You don't got to give them your
I
address.
can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now? Is that a little better?
It got lower for some reason.
Oh, it did. Oh man, we gotta work on the microphone. Let's do this because I want to make sure that we can still hear you. So I'm actually gonna turn off the Bluetooth because just for a moment. Now, can you hear me all right? Can you hear me all right? No, you can't hear me? I can lightly hear you. Oh, we're gonna put you back on the mic. We gotta get you back. Yeah, we gotta get you back in the game. So
It needs to be typed up.
okay, so is this better?
Let's see.
Yeah, we want to make sure that because we can hear you great. Can you hear Tasha?
Now,
I can hear her. Yes, I can hear her. I'm not sure if she can hear me, though.
Okay. All right. So cool. All right. So tell everybody where you hitting us up from.
I'm here in Ocala, Florida.
Ocala in the building. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
the people laugh about slow Ocala, but I'm gonna tell you, Ocala ain't no joke, man. I lived there for what, like 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's Ocala. It's a little big city.
It is a
little big city.
It's a little big city. A bunch of people who come from big cities live in that little space trying to make it big.
Is that
So
a city in Georgia?
Ocala, no. Ocala is in Florida. It's
Florida.
it's
Gotcha.
between Florida and Orlando, Florida. So our conversation, we're talking about mental health. Now, Shay, I like what you put in about the people not having gone through something to be able to help you through what you're going through. Can you just give us or if you had a question, whatever the case is, but give us your thoughts on just the mental health piece. I know you said it's something that's big that we need, especially in this time of need.
Well, honestly, myself personally, as far as my experience goes, that's been my main issue, not to say, but all throughout my walk in life. As you become a young adult, one, not having the reach out to for whatever reason it may be can make a difference. If you don't have the education firsthand,
right,
it makes a difference. So going through life, we all go through different learning stages and phases. And if we don't have what we need as far as advice goes, it makes a difference. A person can tell you anything in the world. They can give you the advice of what they would do, what you could do. However, if they've never actually walked in those shoes to know, that can make all the difference in the world.
Wow.
What you would do in certain situations unless you have actually walked in those shoes to go through it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's so funny because it's one of those things that we learn what we go through. If you look back at any of the things that I was talking about the past couple of days, leadership pain, turning adversity into your advantage, the things that we talked about, I mentioned that when we go through things, we're growing in those situations because then it turns our test into a testimony, mess into a message, trials into triumph. We're there for other people, right? And I believe that's kind of where you're going with it. And I absolutely love it. So since we got you on with us and you're officially in the panel for another minute or so, I'm gonna ask Natasha to dive in on some of the stuff that you say. So go ahead, Miss Natasha.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's so true. I think a lot of times in life we really want to find out what our purposes are, right? And I think that our purposes are directly tied to our experiences. And once you can connect with that thought alone, mental health becomes an easy thing. It becomes easier because you know that what you're dealing with and what you're going through is no longer about you. It's no longer about how is this affecting Tasha. It becomes, how do I get through this so that when I encounter those people that are tied to my purposes down the line, I know how to navigate them throughout their process.
Come on, Natasha.
And so that is a big difference with mental health. Because I'm always thinking along the spiritual lines, and I think when we connect there, then the pieces of the puzzle that are the unknown, it comes together. I knew a long time ago that my area was death, dying, and grief. I just experienced so much death in my life at an early age, and I didn't really know how to focus. But once I started focusing on my spiritual life and those pieces of the puzzle came together, I started to realize, Tasha, this is not happening to you. It's happening for people. We always say, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. No, it's happening for people. Our service is not sales. Our service is for people. And so once I figured out along my way how to heal from the things that were keeping me up late at night and making it hard for me to get out of bed in the morning, it made it easier for me to find my way so that I could teach other people how to pull back those layers and find their way as well.
Yeah. And go ahead. Shay, I know you had something. You were about to say something.
But I'm a mother of 7. And I became a mother at a very young age. And it's bad because after growing up and seeing your mother struggle in certain forms, you can become mad, you can become resentful, and you can also get to a place where in your mind, I don't want to go through that. Or in your mind, I want to overcome that. However, the thing is, if you don't know what it is that you're trying to overcome or that thing that you don't want to be, it makes a large difference. So starting out, I hit the ground running. Having kids at a young age, it kind of shaped my mind in a different form. So I started out doing a great job. However, within the last 5 years, I made a big fail. And with 7 kids, that can be detrimental to your mind frame, mental health. And because one, you bring someone into the world, that's your everything. All you have to do is to care for them outside of yourself. Now, of course, we all have to live and make a, find a decent job, yada, etc. However, the way you navigate in life makes a difference. I did so much right, quote unquote, going into it, starting out. I didn't make a lot of mistakes. I didn't have the chance to, I kind of hit a glass ceiling.
Yeah.
I came to a point where I had 5 going on 6 kids. I'm doing wonderful. People that have 2 kids can't navigate their children the way that I'm navigating my kids. However, I became so consumed in my children that I started losing myself. I don't have a point of purpose because my purpose is to raise my children well. However, it kind of that glass ceiling. Where do I need the next level of information or the next person that could guide me through was what I was in the need of, in a sense to say. But if you don't know that, you can't focus on that. You can't find someone that's been in the space that you're trying to be in. Or my dad told me one time, he was like, if you need advice from somebody and you really want something that's going to assist you, find someone that's been through what you're going through. Yeah. And that's a big factor because if you can't find someone that's actually been through what you're going through to give that assistance, you're going to kind of navigate yourself and it's going to be trial and error. You're going to learn from your own trial and error. I was always around kids. Yeah. And I never got the ability to understand that if you don't get time for yourself, that may not be well. That's not assisting you. You're not getting the adult communication that you need. You're not growing in certain forms in order to help them grow. So that failure that I went through, and it's bad because I'm still in so many words engulfed in it. I'm still coming out of it. But as I'm kind of it and coming through it, as she stated, it came to a point of understanding. The more that you know, this is not about me anymore. I got to get through this for me and them, but it's no longer about me. Yeah. Because if they come through certain stumps in life where I've actually been, I'll be able to guide them differently. Yeah. I won't have to worry about the factors of them needing different levels of advice if I have several different forms are already instilled within me. Yeah. But if I don't address my mental health, I will never be able to properly get there.
Man, that's good, Shay. That's really
that's
good.
That's awesome. Most definitely.
What I will say is, like I highly recommend that you. I know you're in Ocala. If you can't make it up to Atlanta, get you a virtual ticket. Attend the Impact Rally because there's going to be so much great value that'll be added to your life, just based off of the things that you're saying. This is like I'm saying attend the Impact Rally, but you can get the information, get you a coach, get you a mentor, get into like some sort of therapy. We tend to try to just attach ourselves to things with people who are not qualified. And I'm not talking about qualified scholastically. I'm talking about just not qualified in life. Just because they carry a title doesn't mean that they really understand how to communicate with you. Case in point, I went through something in life and it was like, I was a part of a ministry at the time that I went through what I went through and it was tough, but the leadership had never gone through it and they didn't know how to handle it. They'd never dealt with it. And it came out later like, hey, I apologize for how this was handled. I'd never gone. If I could go back and do it differently, I would have done it differently. The good thing is that I was a person that went through it, so they now know how to handle whatever they had gone through.
Wait, so they apologized to you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They apologized to you?
apologize to me directly.
Because of not being able to give the advice and not trying to reach out either way, whether they had it or not.
Well, in the time that the things were happening, they were handling it the best way they knew how. So trying to get book knowledge, asking advice, doing things. And it was like they were trying to help me. Like they were trying, and I was like trying to accept the help. But I got to a place where I was like, man, if this is what this is, and this is a bust, like I feel, because they didn't know how to handle the situation completely. It's like,
and I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so later, as time passed, we had to sit down, talk, and and whatever the case is. And there was an apology, like, man, look, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to handle that. And I wish that I had understood that in the time, but I didn't. But we're here now. And this is how I can, I know if this was to happen again, this is how, it's a great conversation. And so it's and I just say that
appreciation from you,
right? And I say that to say this: we run to places of familiarity for help.
Absolutely,
my mom
that's a great point.
Right? I can go to my mom for so many things, but there's certain things that I'm going to run into in life that my mother hadn't hit, and she'll be able to give me the right guidance to a certain space, and then she's got to say, "Well, son, I love you. I'm praying for you. I need you to go in this direction." Speak to somebody about this. And I can say that about my mom. My mom has always done that. If she didn't have the answers, she didn't try to give me the answers. She was like, "Oh, let me try to connect you with this person. Let me try to connect you with that person." And I think
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and I think as a single parent, the thing that my mother did was I learned life skills. She didn't let me just look at what I saw in front of me. She put me in environments where I was surrounded by successful men who were doing certain things. And she wasn't racist or biased in who she allowed to be able to pour into my life. Like one of the I call this man dad to this day, an older white gentleman. His name is Frank. Love that man to death. Love that man to life. He gave me so many principles on how to think and how to move and how to operate. But if my mom had been like that, what's this white man doing with my son? Like if she had been that type of mom, then I would have missed out on all the nuggets that he had. Where there were black men that I could get that information from, but those particular men were so busy, I learned from them from a distance. And then as I got older, then I started reaching back out and communicating with them. So I am going to, we about to have another commercial.
That's good. That's good stuff. That is awesome. That's awesome stuff. And I wanted to add this. That is a great, our generation has gotten away from allowing the villages to raise our children, right? We've gotten away from that, and that is an issue. That is an issue, and the reason it's an issue is because our mothers and our mothers' mothers, they realized that a lot of times they were in emotional debt. They didn't have the capacity to mother by themselves, right? So I'm already dealing with this thing. We grow up and then we start to realize, man, my mother actually was probably an awesome mother. She was dealing with some of the same things that I'm dealing with right now, but I'm just now understanding that. And so now that I understand why she did some of the things that she did, why she allowed me to stay with grandmother for 2 weeks at a time, or why she allowed me to stay with my aunt for 2 more weeks at a time, And so that is a part of the mental health that our parents knew about, and then we got away from that. We got away from the village raising our children, and that is one of the things that was actually a benefit.
Yo,
that was a benefit to an extent. It has to be the proper village now. You have to have the individuals that that are going to pass those nuggets along. Yeah. So see, those individuals in that time, mental health was handled differently, is how I would say it. Because they didn't see it as mental health. Right. They saw it in a different form. However, they did have ways of handling it, yet we didn't understand it. So like you said, yes, them staying for extended stays was beautiful. That was giving them the ability to tap in, give them self-time, get to work easier. You know what I'm saying? Balance out. But as that single mom, me wanting all of my kids together and wanting me to do it, I took the hard road in a lot of ways, because when I had that outlet, I took it to a minimum, because I got to raise my kids. Can't nobody else be raising my kids now. But at the same time, that leads to a burnout, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, it does. It leads to complete burnout.
You have to be able to pray about it, open your eyes, and allow them to do so, because I stopped so many of my blessings. And it's bad because these days I pray, Father, allow me to see my blessings for what they are, and allow me to actually receive them with the joy that I should, because I have 7 kids. That is a large task. But you have people that can't have kids. Or you have people that love children and their children are older. Mm-hmm. The Lord puts whatever it is that he has on your plate there for a reason.
Right.
It may be for you to connect with an individual that can't have kids, for you to be a blessing to them and them to be a blessing to you. But if you can't see it as that, that can make a difference.
Man, that's good, Shay. Shay, I actually let you go over on your time because we was digging in on your time, but you have been like
great information.
Just in my mind, I'm gonna tell y'all the song that was going in my head. If one more try to stop me, there's gonna be some dreadhead.
Yeah. So Shay, I want to leave Shay with something. Shay, I wanted to add something really quickly before you jumped off. I always tell people, just take a look at yourself, take a look at your life, and running your life as a business, even in our households, right? If your overhead is more than what is beneficial to you, you're in emotional debt, and something needs to be done about that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That emotional debt. I'm gonna have.
You said if you're what?
She said if your overhead is say it again.
If your overhead is more than what you're benefiting from, whatever it is, it means that you're in emotional debt, and something needs to be done about that, because you can't properly run a business in debt. And so we have to think the same ways about ourselves internally. You cannot run while you're in emotional and mental debt.
That's good. So basically what she's letting you know is like your emotional equity, your emotional investment, like if the return is not as great as what you're putting out, if you're not seeing an increase, then you're in a space of emotional debt. So that is a great thing to do. Man, Shay.
Analogy,
I absolutely love having you on. You got to hit me up. I'm telling you, we got to, even if it's just a virtual, we got to get you on. And I want to make sure I connect with you because I believe that, on a coaching level, there's some great things that I could, even if it's just connecting you with Natasha, whatever we can do, hey, listen, you done mentioned seven times. So, you know what I'm saying? you got a tall task, but thank you so much for
it's definitely neat.
Thank you so much for adding value to the conversation and just coming to it from a perspective of parenting. And I will leave this with you before you drop off. Parenting is not something that we just know how to do. It's not, we don't just come out of the womb and like, I know how to parent, especially for parents who started at a young age, there's lived experiences. One of the things that I encourage every parent that I ever work with to do is find great books about parenting. A book that I started reading a long time ago, and I've referred this to a lot of my clients, a lot of friends, is this book right here. It's called Praying Circles Around Your Children. It's a simple and easy read. It's by Mark Batterson. It's a simple and easy read, but it's so profound and so powerful. And it's just a good step, and then parenting magazines, parenting blogs, because there's things that you'll see through other people's parenting that you'll either say, hey, that's for me. You'll take it. That's the meat. You'll eat it. Or you'll say, nah, I would never do that with my kids, and then that's one of those things where it's the bones, you just throw it out. Okay.
Right.
So, man,
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for joining the conversation, Shay. So
I'll be in contact.
Okay. All right. We're actually going to have a quick commercial break. Cool. Connect with me. Go ahead and text the number 386-200-1394. Make sure you follow the instructions on the text that I'm going to send you as soon as you text that number, though, because most people don't, and they wonder why you don't get no messages from me.
Thank you. We'll do.
I'm just saying. All right, Shay, we'll talk to you later. We're about to go to a quick commercial break, and then when we come back from this commercial break, it'll be me and Natasha Knox again back in the conversation, and Shay won't be here, but y'all heard her. She at Ocala. Matter of fact, it is, if you want to find her on IG, since she done came live, it's Shay and Her 7. Shay and Her 7. That means that she's letting you know she got 7 on them. 7. Siete. That's how you say it in Spanish, right?
Appreciate it.
That is how you say it in Spanish, right?
I cannot help you there. That is not my area.
I need y'all to become bilingual, or at least partially. All right, man. Shay, love you, girl. It's so good to have you as a part of the conversation. All right, everybody else, enjoy this commercial. Welcome back, YouTube and Facebook. You are with me and Miss Natasha Knox. We are talking about mental health, and we just had a great guest with us from over on IG, Miss Shay and Her Seven, and now we know what Her Seven is all about. She added some great value. So Natasha, man, how did you feel? Like, come on, talk to me, mental health expert.
That is an great example of what it means to go through life, right? Mm-hmm. You have your position, you're a mom, you're a dad, maybe you're married, maybe you're single, but life is hitting you from all angles and you're just going full force and you don't know where to stop, and by the time you stop, you're just burnt out, you're burnt out. Your mental health capacity is just here now, like it's restricted in all areas of your life. And so I just think it's so important now that I've reached the place where I know how important mental health is, that I need to share that knowledge with other people and help other people to really become educated about why mental health isn't a disease. It's not a disease. It is not something that you catch and you can't get rid of, right? And that's how we talk about it. We talk about it like it's this foreign disease that you catch and you can't get rid of, And so I'm just really excited about, I'm trying to not talk about the material and the content that I have for the rally.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be so good.
I'm looking at every platform. So that's why you see me looking around. And I'm sure that people want a little taste of what you got. I'm gonna steal this from you. I'm actually gonna dig into your bag of stuff. Emotional debt. I heard you mention that 2, 3, 4 times, and that is a powerful term. Emotional debt. So we listening in. I'm pretty sure we have entrepreneurs, speakers, mentors, professionals. I know that we have parents. We have the layperson. You know what I'm saying? Like we have people from different platforms. How does that emotional debt piece, if you were talking to a group of professionals and you just knew it was a mixed crowd, how does that connect with them, and what can they learn from that? I mean, you don't have to give all your juice, you know what I'm saying? But I do have my cup ready, and if I run out of stuff in my cup, I got a water bottle to fill it up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, help us out a little bit. Emotional debt. I put that in the chat.
So what you do is you get people to see where they're lacking. We don't like to talk about mental health, right? So let's not talk about the issue. Let's talk about the areas that you're lacking in. So I move from the outside in and not from the inside out. Okay? How well are you parenting your children?
Yeah.
What are some areas that they're having issues in that you're not able to touch on? Mm-hmm. What areas are you burnt out in? How satisfied are you with your job? How productive are you on your job? And when you answer those questions, you're able to figure out, I can easily make you say what you want me to tell you, right? Are you productive on your job? Well, I'm more productive in the afternoons. Why not the mornings? Well, mornings are hard for me because one of my kids are having issues in school and I'm always getting a call from the school. You're in emotional debt, right? Because it's affecting those external things, the things that you have to get done every day. And so if I get you to see the areas that you're lacking in, you will then say, wow, I do have a problem. I do have an issue. And that is
Man,
one thing that we don't like to do as adults. We hate to come face to face with the fact that we actually have issues that need to be resolved. And so
man,
that's what I mean by emotional debt. When you're in debt, right? You can't you can't pay for the other areas of your life.
wow. That you just said a whole mouthful right there. When you are in debt, you cannot pay for the other areas in your life. And if I can take that and just kind of put that in on, if there's anybody who has ever been in financial debt, you are worried to pull out your debit card and buy yourself
Mhm.
a dollar menu meal, right? Because you're not sure if
That's
you
right.
have what's there to be able to cover what's needed to get you that meal. And if you take
Absolutely.
that same thought process and you put it into the emotional debt, you and if I can go ahead and I can just kind of spin this off, let's spin this off on the executives. So the executive is popping
Mhm.
off on their team because emotionally they don't have the capacity or the bandwidth, so they say, the bandwidth to be able to tolerate. It's not even about being able to handle the situation.
Uh-huh.
They can't even emotionally tolerate it because they have other areas in their life that is saturating their emotional wealth,
Absolutely.
their emotional equity.
Huh?
Yo, leaders go through this. Leaders
Yes.
have this problem where they're leading a team of people, then all of a sudden they become a dictator because it's like, if you're not going to do it, I'm gonna do it myself. That happens, right?
Mhm.
So they're doing all of the
Absolutely.
work, but it's because they don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to emotionally allow the team to run, and if they make a mistake, be okay with grooming them. Like,
Absolutely. Because that
I'm just kind
patience
of
is
going through
gone.
all the, yeah, I'm just going through all the different things. Like, if you're a
Yeah.
speaker, you get up on stage and you freeze because emotionally you tapped out and you don't have the emotional equity to be able to cover what you have to give to
Absolutely.
the people. If you're a
You're
mentor or
having
coach,
issues in your marriage.
yes, mentors
You're
and
having
coaches,
issues in your marriage, and your kids are giving you trouble, and they're sneaking
come
out of the
on,
house, and you're like, oh, "Who cares? Who cares? Just come back when you're done."
man. And you know what? And I see parents do that when it comes to social media, video games.
Mhm.
Man, like, so this is something, and the reason I wanted to go back through it, this is something that it's not just for the parent, right? It's not just for the executive. It's not just for the professional. This is for everybody. It goes from top down, like,
Absolutely.
and wherever you find
Yeah.
yourself on that list. I mean, shoot, the person who is your gardener outside or your lawn maintenance person,
Mhm.
and Shay, she's been dropping stuff in there. Say it'll keep them from the things they, it'll keep them from things the extra street. The extra stress. It'll keep them from things that have extra stress. Yep, I agree with all of that. So sorry, man. I was
And
having a
if
hard
we
time
if we
saying
can
it.
go a little bit further, if we
Go
can
ahead,
go a
go
little
for it.
bit further, it is also affecting our children, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
child
yes.
that's being displaced from home to home to home, and we're really just not paying attention to
Yeah,
the areas that they are not able to grow in their lives. You're wondering why they're having issues in school, or they're unable to have good friendly relationships with their peers. You know, they're also able to be in emotional and mental debt, and I think that's one of the things that we don't like to talk about.
you're right. I had to step away for a second, but I know you look like you was freezing, like, oh my god, what happened?
Yeah, I was. I thought we.
You dropping that?
Listen, I thought we
You dropping
lost
that
you.
knowledge, girl? No, you didn't lose me.
I thought we
You
lost
dropping
you.
that knowledge.
I don't want to. I don't want to give everything. I want to encourage people to actually come to the Impact Rally, because it's one thing seeing us on the screen. That is fine and all well, but when you can look face to face with somebody who has actually not only has gone through the things that you've gone through in your life, but to just see what the other side looks like when you're able
Yeah,
to combat those issues and become a healthier you from a mental health perspective, it really empowers you. It empowers you. You walk away empowered. You walk away with a plan. So
yeah.
at the rally, I'm not going to just drop nuggets on you all. You're going to walk away with a plan. The next day, you're going to start doing stuff. You're going to
That's
start doing stuff.
that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. You got me
Yes. Yes.
ready
I
to go.
I just have to jump in there really quick. When you said Sem, right? I started thinking about, because I'm from Mississippi. So when we was talking to Shay and you was like, Sem, I automatically started spelling it in my head like SELM. And I know that was so random, But I just I kept wanting to say that Selma.
Salem. Okay, Salem. It's your Mississippi self.
So we're
Yo,
gonna have a great time. I'm talking about we're gonna have a great time. It is gonna be it won't be formal, it's gonna be very informal. We're gonna get to know each other on some exclusive levels, and I'm gonna pick your brain, I'm gonna get in your business, and we're gonna help some people heal on the 28th and the 29th.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. So everybody, this has been, and we're not done. This has been Miss Natasha Knox. She's going to be helping us with the mental health aspect of the impacts rally. We are touching on that. So if you're looking to take your life to the next level, if you're looking to take your professional life to the next level, if you're looking to take your family to the next level, if you're looking to take your business to the next level, this is some of the stuff that we have set up. I know a lot of times you go into leadership, personal development, professional development, workshops, seminars, conferences, and they don't really focus on what the real thing is. I personally like to get to the nitty gritty. Let's go ahead and get to the foundation. Let's build your foundation, because if you have a strong foundation, your house won't fall. And if your house does fall, it's easier to build it back up on a strong foundation than it is on a shaky foundation. If your foundation is shaky, then your house is already destined to fail. All right. So we're going to go to another commercial. And after this commercial, Miss Shay is already gone, but Miss Natasha Knox will not be with us any longer, but you can definitely follow her on IG. You can follow her on Facebook. She's got an LLC. She has started an LLC, but it's let me make sure I say it right. Free Your Mind.
It's Free Your Mind Ministries.
Free Your Mind Ministries. And don't be thrown off by the word ministry, okay? People hear the word ministry and they're like, oh my God, it's so church. No. Ministry just means servant. That's all. Minister means servant. So she's got Free Your Mind services because she's serving the community. She's serving you right where you are. And it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what you've been through, what you're going through. She got open hands like this, right?
In fact, I want you to be dirty when you come. I want you to have issues. I want you to have problems. I can't help you if you don't have issues. That's
why I took a shower in 3 days, because I knew I was going to be on here with her. And she was like, I like dirty. And I was like, oh, well, that's the case. I'm playing, y'all. I took a shower. I'm clean. All right. So thank you so much for joining us, Natasha, tonight. You know, you are one of our speakers, and she's going to be running, she's going to have a breakout session that's going to be like mind blowing, but every single person is going to experience what Natasha Knox has to bring to the table. And there's this is coming up January 28th and 29th. I'm so excited for this. Went over to the venue today, but nonetheless, let me go ahead. And I know she wasn't supposed to be here this long, but I tricked her into staying a little longer than she wanted to. So thank you
so much for having me. Thank you for having me. It's been exceptional. I'm going to still do my normal. I'm going to jump right on Facebook so that I can hear everything else.
Okay, well, good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this commercial. And when we go to the commercial break, when we come back, Miss Natasha Knox is not going to be here. But this commercial is going to tell you how to go ahead and get yourself registered for the Impact Rally. Matter of fact, I think that this is Natasha's favorite commercial because every time it runs, she laughs at me. So, all right, y'all have a great Natasha, you have a great evening, and we'll see you in the chat.
Thank you.
Hey, what are you waiting for? Go register for the Impact Rally now.
So, welcome back, everybody, from the commercial. It has been an amazing conversation this evening. I'm so excited. I'm just going to do some few little things to wrap us up for the evening. Thank you so much to Natasha Knox, one of our speakers, our premier speakers, that's going to be at the Impact Rally 2022. She was trying not to give us all the goods, man. I was trying to, y'all saw I was trying to get some stuff out of her, right? Like I was trying to sneak some things out of her so that you guys could see the value of what's being brought to the Impact Rally. I want you to be there. I want you to share this with everybody. I want you to invite people. Now, space is limited. But if we run out of space, we do have the virtual platform that's available. Virtual tickets are available as well. And the other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that you all know and you all understand that, yes, you can definitely. I know I had a few people hit me up and they were just kind of, well, do you have payment options? Yes, there's payment options. You don't want to miss this. I intentionally found some of the most dynamic and powerful voices that are out here right now that can speak from so many different levels. Please don't allow yourself to be thrown off if you see minister, if you see pastor, if you see anything. This is not a churchy event. This is a life-changing event. And all of these individuals have entrepreneurial experience. They have life experience. They have business experience. They are all entrepreneurs in their own right, and they are making an impact and making waves in their communities. Natasha Knox is coming to us all the way from Mississippi. Tomorrow evening, we have another guest that will be on with us, and it will be none other than the activation coach, entrepreneur, media host. She actually was she couldn't do today because she was they were filming a show today, the Activation Hour. But Coach Melissa D. White, Miss Melissa D. White, will be here with us tomorrow evening, and we're gonna be talking about that activation. So you want to be here with us tomorrow evening. I am excited about the things that are going to take place and the things that are going to happen. On my final notes on this mental health, like one thing that I learned that is that we all have, I don't want to say mental health issues, but we all go through things that attack our mental health. And if you want to call it issues, you can call it issues, you can call it whatever you want to. We all experience it. I will be very transparent and very honest. There were times when I've sat and I've wanted to end it all because I'm looking at the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm looking at the times when I've had more month than money. I'm looking at, relationships that may have been failed relationships. I'm looking at things that I'm uncertain of. I'm looking at just life in general and feeling like a failure and feeling like I'm inadequate and feeling like I couldn't get it done and feeling like I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't smart enough. And I'm sharing with you this transparently. I'm keeping it hot with you, honest, open, and transparent. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know, yes, I can always come on here and I can pull myself together and I can show you a well put together Jarvis. But there are things that have happened in the life of Jarvis that have contributed to me being able to pull myself together and bring it back up here. One of the things that is really big, and if you want to know more about me, you can go, you see that book right up there in the corner, that one up there? Yeah, that Dear Fear Men. You can go get that. You purchase that. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you purchase it from Amazon, I won't be able to sign it for you unless I see you. But you got to purchase it from jarvishenderson.com. And when you purchase it from jarvishenderson.com, I will autograph it. I will mail it out to you. I even put a strong little note in there. But it will give you some of those things and show you some of the things that I experienced in life and how I overcame those things to help you develop and overcome yourself. I am all about wanting to take people to the next level. I am all about wanting to see people win. I'm all about wanting to see you come out on top, be the champion. I don't have to be the champion all the time. I don't have to be the victor all the time in the situation. It doesn't have to be all about me. It's all about you. And that is why I intentionally sat down and put together a team of dynamic and powerful speakers that can come and deliver the content, the value into your life that will help take you to the next level. Like I said, this Impact Rally 2022 it's going to be life changing. It is something like if you look at your past year and you're like, man, I had so many failures last year. I had so many goals that I didn't accomplish, that I didn't meet. And I don't care what level you're at. If you're the CEO, if you are the senior leader, if you are the HR director, if you're the pastor, if you're the minister, if you're the mom, if you're the dad, if you are the entrepreneur, if you are the starting entrepreneur, the budding entrepreneur, if you are the speaker, if you're the host, I don't care what level you are, if you are the social media influencer, what we are doing is we are taking every single person to the next level. This is intentional. This is very intentional. There's nothing that's being done in this by accident. And I've intentionally sat down and wanted to set this up to see people take their setbacks from the previous years and turn them into impact this year. Impact your family, impact your business, impact your team, impact your life. Change things intentionally. Each and every one of us are going to impact the lives of 10,000 people in our lifetime without trying. Just imagine what's going to happen when you put some intentionality into it. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Whether it's a virtual ticket or you come in person, invest in yourself. This mental health piece is like I said, it's important to me. I love that Natasha Knox left us with the emotional debt portion of what she was going to be talking about, because we do go through emotional debt. The things that I went through, I was able to overcome those things. The things that I mentioned just a moment ago, the challenges that I faced, the hardships that I faced, all of those things, I was able to get to the next level because I found help. I was able to sit down and talk with someone. I was able to build with somebody. I'm able to allow others to hold me accountable. I'm able to sit through tough conversations and just sit to receive and not to rebuttal, and know that it's going to be life-changing, life-impacting, and change my world. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us, Natasha Knox. I know that you're already gone, but thank you so much, because you opened the conversation into things that are going to be life-changing. Thank you so much to Shay for getting in here and assisting in the conversation. And I'm going to show one more commercial. And then after we show this last commercial, we are going to go ahead and get out of here with a song. You know what I'm saying? With a song. You know how we do around here. Get the music going. But we're going to have a song that we're going to play as we leave. So if you have a song that you want to hear, you need to go ahead and put it in the chat now. I will not go straight to the song once we get out of this. I'll actually come up and wrap up the mental health piece, and then we'll jump into the song. But enjoy this commercial, and as soon as this commercial is over, we will definitely jump right in and get our song and dance our way up out of here. If y'all notice, I like to dance. Matter of fact, this commercial, I call it, if you stay ready. That's all I call it. I call it stay. It's a short commercial. And I'm sorry, because if you're on IG and if you're on Wisdom, you're not going to see the commercial, but I call it stay ready, and you'll see why as you watch the commercial. All right. So enjoy this commercial, and we'll go ahead and get this music going at the end. Oh my gosh, every time I see that, even in practice, you got to stay ready, y'all. Even in practice, you got to stay ready. Man, listen, I absolutely love y'all. Like I said, we're about to get this conversation or get the music going. Go ahead and drop in the chat if you have a song that you want to hear. We're going to dance our way out of here. Now, the reason I always put music on to get us out of here is because I want to be joyful coming in and I want to be joyful going out. We've had a great conversation, and I love to get that dance going. Yo, okay, I see somebody said Moses Bliss bigger every day. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. That's the first one that popped up, so we're gonna see what it is. Let's go see. This is from Faith, my girl Faith. So we're gonna see. Let's see what Faith got for us. We always dancing on the way out of here, so let's see what she got for us. So it's called. What is it called? Let me look again. Bigger every day. Okay, bigger every day. Bigger Every Day by Moses Bliss. All right, so here we go. Bigger Every Day by Moses Bliss. Okay. Okay, I see you, Faith. Okay. Man, so listen, IG, thank you so much for being tuned in with us tonight. I have enjoyed having you here with me. Man, I'm about to let y'all go first, but we're getting out of here with Bigger Every Day.
I'm living for his glory. I'm on fire every day.
Let's go. All right. I'll holler at you later. Instagram. Be here tomorrow evening. We'll have the activation coach, Melissa D. White. Holler at you later. Peace. All right. So everybody who's over here on IG, on YouTube and Facebook, man, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We had a great conversation, mental health, with none other than Natasha Knox. She's one of our premier speakers that's coming to the Impact Rally 2022. You want to register today, right now. Don't waste time. Space is limited. There are discounted rates for the hotel. So just get in there, text me 386-200-1394, and I will see y'all there. I'll at you later.